one-to-one relationship will be there between the ciphertext code and the plain text code. The previous integer value of previous character will be considered as a sub key, first key, and auto key, and sub keys are generated automatically. What does the three rules says is, if the two letters in a pair are located in the same row. Hello students, welcome to the next session of Network Security. I am Dr. Soumyashri from Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram College. In the last session, I just stopped the discussion about the ciphers. One of the ciphers, that is mono-alphabetic ciphers. What are these mono-alphabetic ciphers is, all the characters will have fixed codes or fixed numbers or codes generated in the cipher text. Is it not? Whenever the character repeats, same characters will be repeated in the cipher text. Is it not? That is, one-to-one relationship will be there between the ciphertext code and the plain text code. Okay. What is the disadvantage of this mono-alphabetic cipher is, it is advantage is easier to generate a key, and you can easily make the receiver to decrypt the message. Disadvantage is, it is more vulnerable to the attacks. What type of attack is? One is the brute force or the exhaustive search attack. Another is the statistical attack. For both the attacks, mono-alphabetic cipher is more vulnerable. To avoid this disadvantage of mono-alphabetic cipher, the network security or security developers have developed another type of ciphering method in cryptography, which is called as the polyalphabetic cipher. Okay, this is a type in substitution cipher, is it not? These are all the categories in substitution cipher, where substitution cipher is a type of symmetric key cipher. Symmetric key, substitution key cipher or substitution cipher, in that we have monoalphabetic and polyalphabetic. Here we have the symmetric key cipher and asymmetric key cipher. In symmetric key, we have substitution cipher in substitution cipher, we have monoalphabetic and polyalphabetic cipher. Monoalphabetic and polyalphabetic cipher. Previous session, I just explained to you about the monoalphabetic cipher and one of the polyalphabetic cipher, that is auto key, isn't it? So let us revise the once again the polyalphabetic cipher, which is a type of substitution cipher. Okay. In this, we have the types of ciphertext only attacks. In this, we have the polyalphabetic cipher. Okay. As I said, polyalphabetic cipher will generate the different character for each occurrence of a single character, which is a one-to-many relation. Okay. Next is frequency of the language hides the frequency of the characters in a particular language. When whatever language you have used, it hides the frequency of the language. It depends on the plain text character and position of the plain text character. Okay. Like we'll be having set of keys. There in monoalphabetic character or monoalphabetic cipher, you will be having a single key for single type. Like in additive cipher, we will be having single key. Multiplicative cipher will also have a single key, whereas affine cipher will have two keys, isn't it? For One is for multiplication, another is for addition in encryption. So affine uses two keys. But in polyalphabetic cipher, it uses set of keys, not one or two. It uses the set of the keys to represent each character with another character, one-to-many characters in the encryption method. All right. So this is a polyalphabetic cipher. We have the set stream of keys in this. Here, one type is auto key cipher. What does the auto key cipher will explain is, as I said in the last session, stream of keys are used, but first value will be agreed upon by Alice and Bob. So first key will be agreed and will be generated by the sender and is received by the receiver. What about the other set of keys? Other set of keys or next set of keys. For example, if you take second subkey, it will be the first character in the plain text. Integer value of first character will be taken as second subkey. And the second integer value of second character in plain text will be taken as the third subkey in the set of keys. Okay, auto key and subkeys are automatically created during encryption. Why it is called as auto key cipher is all the subkeys, first key and auto key and subkeys are generated automatically. No need to be generated by the sender. It will be generated by the cipher method or algorithm itself during the encryption. All right. You can avoid the frequency attack. If you look at the analysis, cryptic analysis, what does the crypt analysis of the auto key cipher says is that frequency attack or statistical attack will be avoided in auto key cipher because each character will have different character or different numerical value in a cipher text. Okay, even if it is repeated in the plain text, it will be having one-to-many relationship. That means you can have different characters in the cipher text in the auto key cipher method. Okay, but is vulnerable to brute force attack. How many characters you have? Only that much keys can be generated, which can be easily predicted. You can apply the brute force attack or exhaustive search attack on the auto key ciphering method. I have given the example where we'll be having set of plain text. Plain text will have n number of characters. C will have n number of characters, that is cipher text, and key will have the auto key and the subkeys. K1 is the auto key generated by the sender, agreed upon by the sender as well as the receiver. Again generated by the encryption algorithm, but is agreed upon, it will be agreed by both the sender and the receiver. The next subkeys will be generated by the algorithm itself. Okay, it will be P1, P2, P3 up to Pn. Okay, so it will be Pn minus 1. Last will be Pn minus 1. Okay, encryption expression is Ci equals Pi plus Ki subset keys mod 26. Okay, decryption will be Pi equals Ci, C of I minus K of I mod 26. Again, reverse procedure of the encryption. Here we have an example. Plain text attack is today. We have 13 characters here. 6, 12, 13. 13 characters are there. How many keys will be generated is 13 keys will be generated, in which first key will be the auto key. Next keys will be the integer values of the plain text, which are previous character in the plain text. Okay, here we have the example. Plain text values has been given here, okay, of these characters. Now, key stream set of keys will be generated like this. This is the agreed upon key, generated auto key. Next will be 0, 0, 19, 19, 0. So, these values will be considered as sub keys. Okay. The previous integer value of previous character will be considered as a sub key for next character. Okay, 19, 14, 3, A. Okay, n minus 1. Okay, 13 is 12 integer values of 12 characters in the plain text will be considered for set of keys. Okay, now we have ciphertext values. You will get is 12 plus 0 mod 26. You will get 12. 19 plus 0 is 19 mod 26 will give you 19. 19 plus 19 mod 26. So this will be 38 mod 26 will give you the remainder 12. 12 represents the character M. Like this, 0, 0 plus 19 mod 26, 0, 2 plus 0, 0 mod 26, 10 plus 2 mod 26, 8 plus 10 again by mod 26, 18 plus 8 is 26. Mod 26 will give you the remainder 0, which represents the character A. Next we have 19 plus 18 mod 26, 14 plus 19 mod 26, 3 plus 14 mod 26, 0 plus 3 mod 26, 24 plus 0 mod 26 will give you 24 is equal to character Y. So this attack is today will be converted to MTMT-CM-SAL-HRDY. If you look at the crypt analysis, what does the frequency attack or statistical attack will do is, it will check for the frequency of repetition of the same character. Okay, but each of the character in the ciphertext is representing different characters. Even though we have T repeated 3 times, all the T character has different characters in the ciphertext. In the same way, 3 repeated A's have different character M, T and D. Okay, this makes the statistical attack go in vain. Okay, it will not be useful if you are using the auto key cipher. The statistical attack will be failed. It will not be able to get the frequency of the characters in that. But when you look at the brute force attack, you can easily check with the values, because you can have only 13 sets of keys. For each 13 sets, you can check with the exhaustive search. You can keep on searching with the key sets, isn't it? So you can somehow may not be that much easy as monoalphabetic cipher, but it is possible to get the set of the keys in the auto key cipher. Okay. The next method of polyalphabetic cipher that is available is the Playfair cipher. Okay, which was used by the British Army during the World War I to send a message to their officers or somebody else who are not adversaries. Okay, so this is called as the Playfair cipher. What does this Playfair cipher tells you is, here 25 alphabetic characters from the English are considered as key. Okay, 25 characters will be considered as key which are arranged in a 5 cross 5 matrix. Okay, 25 can be considered as 5 cross 5 matrix. Here we have an example of this. Okay, you can have any combination or you can set it in any way. This is one way of representing the alphabetic letters. Okay, if two letters in a pair are same, why do we need a pair is to make the play fair, or general method in play fair cipher is the characters in the message are made a pair. Okay, pair is 2, isn't it? So set of 2 characters will be made. Okay, and the encryption is and decryption is applied on this set of characters. Okay, in Playfair cipher, a pair of characters is considered if 2 letters in a pair are same. If the 2 letters in a pair are same, like if you take LL, then a bogus character is used to separate them. Between 2L, we can insert another bogus character which is not real. For the purpose of encryption, it will not be in the message, but for the purpose of encryption, a bogus value is inserted. Like if you take the example hello, between 2L, a B or X or any character other than L will be used or inserted to separate these 2 repeated characters in the pair. If it is not in a pair, there is no such problem. If it is repeated in the same pair, a bogus character is inserted. Okay. Apart from that, if number of characters is odd, in a pair, if it becomes 3 instead of 2, if it becomes 3, then a bogus character is added at the end to make it even. So that if you have the character welcome, if you make it pair WELCOM, E will become no pair, then a bogus character can be inserted in the end to make it even. Like can add an X to make it pair, because only even number of characters can make a pair, isn't it? So pair means 2 you have to have. For having 2 characters, you need to have even number of characters in the message, is it not? If there is no even character, then another again bogus character is added at the end to make it even. Okay, this is 2 conditions or 2 things that must be considered while applying the Playfair cipher for encryption. Okay, apart from this, we have 3 rules how to convert a plain text to the cipher text. Okay, how do you convert the plain text into cipher text? As I said, there is a pair of characters. In this, first rule is if the 2 letters in a pair, if 2 letters are located in the same row, consider this as a matrix. This will be row and this will be column. You are familiar with that, is it not? This is a row and this is a column. Okay. What does the 3 rules says is, if the 2 letters in a pair are located in the same row, if characters in a pair are located in the same row, single row of the secret key matrix, the corresponding encrypted character, which character will be used to encrypt is, for each letter is the next character in the same row, next character to the right. Next character to the right will be considered for encryption if the 2 letters of a pair are in a single row. Whenever there is a single row, if you consider row wise, if 2 letters are in single row, then next characters in the right, to the right, will be considered as the encrypted character for each letter in the pair. Now, if you consider for column wise, okay, next case is if 2 letters in a pair are located in the same column, if they are present in the same column, if 2 characters of the secret key, the corresponding encrypted character, which will be the encrypted character if both the characters are in plain text are in same column, is for each character is the next character in the same column, that is beneath or downwards character or beneath character, which is next to the character will be considered as a encrypted character. Okay. Next is if the 2 letters in a pair, third rule is if the 2 letters in a pair are not in the same row or column, if they are scattered in some row and some other column, how do you encrypt the value? The corresponding encrypted character is, which is the encrypted character in this case, is the letter in its own row but in the same column as the other letter. That means the letter in its own row, in the same row, if it is X, the encrypted character in the same row must be considered, character in the same row. Which character you have to consider? Character which is in the same column as the other letter in the pair. Which letter is in that column? The character, the another character in that pair, in which column it is residing, that column value will be considered here. Okay. If you take the matrix of 5, 5, say like this, if it is in row wise, here it is X. Okay. If both the pair are in same row, okay, next character will be the encrypted character for Y. Okay, we have the character YX. Okay, YX. If you consider, if they are in both in same row, first rule, same row, the encrypted character for each letter Y is the next character in the same row. Next character is X. So, encrypted character will be X. For X, it will be next character in the row, that is B. Okay. Y will have the encrypted character X, whereas X will have the encrypted character B. This is the first rule. What does the second rule says? If they are in the same column, say suppose if you have P, N in the matrix, okay, we have the character pair Pn, okay. If the 2 letters in a pair are located in the same column, if both are located in the same column of the secret key, the corresponding encrypted character for each character is the next character in the same location. So, for P, if it is yes, for P, encrypted character will be N. For N, it will be yes. This is one case where both the characters are in same column. Third is, if the 2 letters in a pair are not in the same row and same column, they are scattered somewhere else. Say, you have the character C and F. So, we have the pair C, F. Here we have C, F. We have the pair C, F. They are not in neither in same row nor in same column. How do you encrypt such characters? Is corresponding encrypted character is the letter in its own row. Now we have to consider for C, you have to check in the same row where the another character is present. Okay, F is present in this column. You have to consider the character which is present in this position. Okay, for C, it will be encrypted as R. Same with the F. F has to consider this row. Which column it has? This row has to be considered. Which column? Column where C is present. Okay, here if you have O, the F will be encrypted as O. Okay, so we have CF encrypted as RO. Okay, so this is about the 3 rules of Playfair cipher. How to consider the matrix for encryption. All right. Now, let us have an example. Suppose I am taking the adjacent positions. Suppose we have a matrix like this where you have the rows, say x, comma, n. Pair is A, C, O. So this is the character pair is xn. How do you consider is the next character of both the characters x. Next character we have is A. A will be used as an encryption character for x, and n has next character C. N will be encrypted as C. A, C. Okay. Same with the column. Suppose if you have a pair of A, Z, so this will be small letter A and Z. Okay, if they are in same row, next character will be considered. Yes, next character beneath the column is Y. A is encrypted as Y, whereas Z has the next character M. Z will be encrypted using the character M. All right. So this is how you can use the 3 rules to encrypt a message in the Playfair cipher. All right. Let us take an example for this where you have the matrix of characters. You can change the matrix. There is no such a stringent rule that the keys must be arranged like this only. You can have any set. Okay. For the matrix purpose, the letters I bar J are considered as single cell. Okay, in the matrix. Now, we have the plain text, hello. What we will do is, how many characters we have? HELLO. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 characters we have. What does the first condition in Playfair cipher explains is, if number of characters is odd, then add a bogus character at the end of the message or the string. Okay. If you consider the example, here we have 5 characters. So we consider or we'll add another bogus character in the end of the message, X. Now we have the pair HE. Okay, 2 conditions are, if first condition is if the character is repeated, if the 2 letters in a pair are same, then a bogus character is used. This is the first condition. If this condition is not holds good or not valid, then you have to consider the odd and even condition. In this example, if you consider this example HELLO, first condition you have to check is whether pair has same character in a pair. So we can have HELLO. You can have the pair HELLO. Okay. In this, what you have to do? There is a repetition of same character in a single pair. Okay, first condition itself is valid. That means what you have to do? You have to insert a bogus character between this. So what we'll do is, instead of HELLO, we'll make it HELXLO. So this X makes it fulfill both the conditions. That is, repetition of the character as well as odd number of characters. Now, the pair will become HELX and LO. Now, the pair will become HELX and LO. Now, we have to consider the HE. The first rule is, if the characters in a pair, both the characters in a pair are residing in the same row, next characters of that character must be considered. When you check with HE, they are both residing in same row. Now we have to consider the next character of H is E. E will be used to encrypt H. Next, the next character of E is C. So E will be encrypted as C. Okay. Next we consider the LX. If we consider LX, L and X are residing in same column. What does the second rule says is, if they are in same column, what you have to do is, you have to consider the next character in the column. Okay. The next character in L is Q. So L will be encrypted as Q. Okay. When it is X, the next character beneath the X in the column is Z. So X is encrypted with Z. Okay. Next comes is the L and O. Okay. When you consider L and O, L is here and O is here. They are not in the same value. Now what you have to consider? You have to consider the characters in the same row. Which character? The character in the column where another character in the pair is residing. Now we have LO. L is here and O is here. L and O. Okay. Now L must consider the character which is in the column of O. Now we have the B. B is used to encrypt the L. Okay. Next we have the O. It must consider this row. Which column? Where another character is residing. L is residing in this column. So this character must be used to encrypt the character O. Okay. Now the plain text is HELLO and the cipher text will be ECQZBX. Okay. This is how we can encrypt the value. How do you decrypt the value then? You have to consider the opposite. Okay. For three rules. If they are in same column, consider the previous one, left one. If they are in same row, consider the previous one. If they are in same column, consider the above character for decryption. Okay. Now again, pair it ECQZBX. EC, we have EC, consider the previous characters. It will be H, E. QZ, we have Q and Z. Consider the previous L, X. L, X. Now, if you consider for decryption, EC, reverse of the encryption. Previous characters must be considered if they are in same row. E has H, C has E, HE. Next is again consider the pair QZ. Okay, Q is here, Z is here. Consider the above character contrary to encryption. Z has, Q has L and Z has X. Next, we have BX. Here we have B and here we have X. B must consider the row in which X is considering. It is L. X is considering the same row, same column where B is residing. So it will be O. HELXLO. Now there will be the X bogus character. Now decryption algorithm has to identify the bogus character by looking at the message whether it is making a meaning or not. If X is not adding any meaning to it, remove it. So HELLO. It will be hello. Okay. So this is how you can encrypt as well as decrypt in the Playfair cipher. Okay. When it comes I bar j, you can either use I or j. Any character you can use I or j. Okay. Since it appears to be similar, I and j, there is no much difference between I and j. So they are considered in single cell. You can apply both the encryption and the decryption method using this matrix. Okay. You can change the matrix. You can change the row. The alphabets are distributed in a matrix. It will not make any difference. But the thing you need to consider in a Playfair cipher is where does the characters are residing in the matrix. It will make the ciphertext and plain text or encryption and decryption in a formal method. All right. If you consider the cryptanalysis of Playfair cipher, okay, there will be different set of keys each time the matrix is updated. That means a brute force attack will be very much difficult because you can have different matrix, different configuration of matrix in the key. You cannot predict that this will be the combination. You can change the matrix combination each time you generate, you execute a encryption algorithm. So it will be very difficult to access the key using the brute force attack. When it comes to statistical attack, there is a little chance to get the frequency of the characters. Suppose if LL is repeated somewhere else in the thing, suppose if you take, okay, here in this, L is encrypted as Q and in this, L is encrypted as B. Okay, why? Because the pair is different. Another character in the pair is different. So, the encrypted characters are also different. But sometimes, both the pair may get same characters. In such a case, the frequency of the characters may be calculated. But the chances of statistical attack is also very much rare in case of Playfair cipher, since the encryption algorithm depends on the pair of characters. If it is not repeated, the frequency is also not repeated. Frequency of characters, repetition of characters will be very much less in case of the Playfair cipher. Okay, so this is about the Playfair cipher. You can check with other examples of the message using this matrix. Okay, in the next session, we'll consider with the next kind of or other kind of ciphers. All right, and I'll try to give you the other examples for the other kind of ciphers and previous ciphers. Okay, thank you.